Live. And of course, this is going to be the final show of the SummerSlam 2019 weekend. So yeah, there's been loads of action. Started on Saturday with NXT TakeOver, a very good NXT TakeOver, and then obviously we had SummerSlam, then we had Raw last night, and now we are at Smackdown Live. And I've got to be honest, my voice is holding up well, but it's definitely felt a little better, a little stronger than it does right now. That moment though yesterday, that Sasha Banks moment, I just keep reliving it in my head. It just keeps thinking about it again and again and again. It was absolutely brilliant. They absolutely nailed it. So, yeah. I gotta be honest, I don't always watch my reactions back, my reaction videos, because obviously it's me and I know what I said. But I actually did. I actually watched back my reaction video to that Sasha Banks moment. Just so I could like relive it again, and yeah, man, it was epic. I mean, not the video so much, but it was. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But just the moment, the feel, the atmosphere, you know, it was absolutely brilliant. So great to have her back as well, and the way that she's come back. I thought I'd wear blue in honor of Sasha Banks and her brand new Smurf hair. So, with that being said, let me just tweet out the fact that we are live. And then I will get to people in the chat, say hello to you guys. There's one thing in particular I really want to talk about. And that's King of the Ring. So, we're going to talk about King of the Ring. We will get to that. Big Dog, hope you are well. What do you think we can expect tonight? I think you can expect... Okay, maybe, I can't say for sure, maybe The Fiend, okay? I think the reason why you didn't see him on Raw was because you'll see him on SmackDown. I know a few people were disappointed that we didn't see him on Raw. Personally, I was fine with it. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought that it was a good opportunity to really get across that Sasha Banks return. So for me, it actually made sense for him to not be on Raw. But they need to get him either onto Raw next week or SmackDown tonight. You don't want to leave it too long. I don't mind if we have a week off, because obviously we've just seen that epic match at SummerSlam. It's like, I don't need to see him 24/7. I don't need to see him on every show and every week. So where you've got a Sasha Banks return, I think it's absolutely fine for us to skip this week. But I've just got a sneaky suspicion you're going to see him tonight. So let's wait and see. The other thing as well, of course, Johnny Gargano. Lots of rumours about Johnny wrestling. No idea if he's going to be on the show. I haven't heard any rumours. But it certainly felt like they were saying goodbye to him at NXT TakeOver. I do think you're going to get something. I do think there's going to be a big moment. You know, Eric Bischoff is running SmackDown Live now. And I honestly think he's going to want to make a statement. He's going to have seen Sasha Banks return yesterday. And he's going to think to himself, right, what have I got? What can I do? And we've started to see a few more big moments on SmackDown. You know, we've started to see like that whole stuff falling down. That was on SmackDown. So all of that backstage unitary falling onto Roman Reigns. That was SmackDown. So and what didn't Roman like go into the locker room and beat up Buddy Murphy? Like, we're starting to get a few more moments like that on SmackDown, which we didn't get before. So I really feel like you are going to get something. You are going to see something. So, and of course you're going to see something. There's definitely a show on. But I mean something that's memorable. Something that we can get our teeth into. Something we'll be talking about. Be that The Fiend. Be that Johnny Gargano. Let's see. Let's see how it plays out. Hello to Adam, David, hope you are well. The Psycho WBD said, I fell asleep and then I woke up the second Sasha Banks returned. Very cool. Good time to wake up. King of the Ring. We do need to talk about King of the Ring. I am going to get to that. Shout out to my Musical.ly Well, I can't say bad words because we might get kicked off. YouTube are very particular. But shout out to you. My Musically, shout out to you. Bray Wyatt possessing Sasha Banks. Don't think so. Rambling Rabbit on Funhouse tonight. Maybe. Days, will you do a fan meetup? We tend to do them at Wrestling Shop Live. We've done them the past few years around November time. Did the first one in 2017. We did another one last year. I've not heard that we're doing one this year, to be honest. But let's wait and see if Wrestling Shop... You'll have to get in touch with Wrestling Shop. Get in touch with Wrestling Shop on Twitter. Ask them if they're doing a live event. If they are, and I'm invited, which hopefully I would be, then yeah, I would be there. Shout out to Dan Mahoney. What do you think of Sasha Banks? Thought it was awesome. We just spent the first part of this stream talking and swooning about that Sasha Banks moment. For me, I actually posted my top 5 moments, Raw moments of the year. I know some of you might have seen it on Twitter. I'll quickly go through them now. But not really in an order, not really in any kind of order, but these are my top 5 Raw moments of 2019 so far. So for me, I've got Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair getting arrested. I feel like that is right up there. So I've got that moment. Number 4, I've got Batista attacking Ric Flair. So I've got that right up there as well. Then I've got The Fiend finally appearing on Raw. So when he attacked Finn Balor, we knew then who his first victim was going to be. We got a glimpse of him in the ring. It was a real moment. I mean, the Mick Foley one was great as well. Kurt Angle one was cool. But I think for me, the one with the most impact was probably the first time against Finn Balor. Then I would say the Sasha Banks return and heel turn. I would have that in my top 5 Raw moments of the year. And then I think number 1, people were asking me, why not the Roman Reigns announcement where he said that he was back. And I suppose in a way that should be in the top 5. And kind of feel like that's not necessarily a wrestling moment, though, if I'm being honest. For me, my favourite wrestling moment from Raw is the first time we saw The Fiend. Firefly Funhouse, episode 4. It's where he went like, do you want to see my secret? And then we got the spooky music and everything. And then that's where we saw The Fiend for the first time. And the yowie wowie. It's so good. So good. I was talking about it, I think, yesterday, and I was talking about how I think the reason why that really hit me was because I was at Raw in London, in the O2 Arena. And of course, it's not live when it's in London. So I was sat there in London, in the O2 Arena. I knew that it wasn't live, and Funhouse came on. And obviously, it was the brand new Funhouse. And so I watched it, and it just happened to be that. It just happened to be the week that we saw The Fiend for the first time. And if you've not seen it, I know many of you, if not all of you watching this will have. I would urge that you check my initial reaction video to that, because there's no way I could convey right now how excited I was. I had to leave the arena. I actually, as soon as it finished, I got out of my seat, left the arena, went to where they sell all the food and drink, and I ended up, cutting this video, this passionate, I can't believe what I've just seen kind of a video. I didn't give any spoilers. I just said, you've got to see it. You've got to watch it. You need to watch Raw tonight. I was so excited. So, yeah, that's my favourite moment. Let me know your favourite moment, Raw moment of 2019. Drop it in the chat. Days, I was thinking about the Funhouse, and what if The Fiend has people and things captive in the Funhouse, like Sister Abigail as Abby the Witch, Bray Wyatt as Funhouse Bray, Bray Huskus as Husky Harris. that could be an option. I mean, to be honest, the thing that plays on my mind with the Funhouse, and we've kind of done a lot of theory videos on it. We haven't really had any more answers for a long time about the Funhouse. But for me, what I can't get my head around is the fact that we saw the puppets backstage. We saw Huskus, we saw Abby, we saw Ramblin' Rabbit and Mercy the Buzzard. We saw them backstage at Raw and Smackdown. So if they can leave the Funhouse, then so can Funhouse Bray, you would imagine. Of course, they could be different puppets that look like the ones in the Funhouse. But I don't know. I mean, at the moment, I think I'm more of the opinion that Funhouse Bray could leave the Funhouse. And I hope he does. I really hope he does. Because I just think that it's better for Bray Wyatt to have two characters that he can play with. The Fiend and Funhouse Bray. You can just do a lot more. So I think it would make a lot of sense if there were two characters for him to use and explore moving forward, rather than just the Fiend. I know he can still play Funhouse Bray on the big screen, but I would really love to see Funhouse Bray in a match. I would really love to see that, so hopefully we get that. It's not the end of the world if we don't. Undisputed Era tonight, I don't think so, because of Adam Cole retaining the NXT Championship. I don't think we'll see Undisputed Era. Is Sasha Banks a heel officially? I believe so. I mean, Vince hasn't come out and told us, but the way that she was beating up on Natalya, and I mean, look, Natalya was talking about it had been a year since Jim had passed away, and then she started getting beaten up, so I'd say that's a heel. Kirky B37, keep up the good work, mate. I am from Birmingham myself. No way, dude. That is awesome. Let me just make sure I'm giving the right shout. Kirky B37, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, lots of love for Birmingham. I'm not sat in Birmingham right now, but all my family, both my parents, my grandparents, all from Birmingham. I ended up leaving Birmingham, well, not me personally, but my mum and dad, who were born and raised in Birmingham. When they got married, they decided to leave Birmingham, kind of just live on the outskirts, a little bit out of town. So I'm actually from Stourbridge, which is a little town about 20 odd minutes outside of Birmingham. So that's where I grew up. I grew up in Stourbridge, but of course every week I'd be going to Birmingham to meet my cousins and see my grandparents and everything. So yeah, I mean, I know Birmingham like the back of my hand. And I love it, absolutely love it. And of course that's where Pete Dunne is from as well. Pete Dunne is from Birmingham. And I went along to NXT UK when they filmed it in Birmingham. I really hope they go back, actually. I would definitely go along to that. Yowie wowie, it's Cal W95. Cal W, gives me all the latest gossip. Right, here we go. I don't see call-ups for a while with NXT going to FS1. There we go, Cal W. Making a really good point there, because I don't disagree. I suppose the question mark, though, is got two kind of question marks. One, is that happening? Because obviously nothing's been confirmed. It's been heavily rumoured, but nothing's been confirmed. So we still don't know. I've heard that it's penciled in for an 8 till 10 on a Wednesday. We need to wait and see. But yeah, it's heavily rumoured that NXT will go to FS1, but let's wait. Also, the second caveat is even if it does go to FS1, it doesn't necessarily need Johnny Gargano. If it does go to FS1, then we could see some main roster talent go to NXT just to bulk it out a little bit. You know, someone like EC3, for example, who is not being used very well on the main roster, could end up going to NXT now that it's, you know, on the main roster, if you will. Because it would become main roster then if it has its own TV slot, time slot, it would be main roster. The Kutcher UK family, hello, my friend. Shout out to Alonso Gomez. Kirky B37, thank you very much, dude. You don't need to keep dropping them super chats, but I do really, really appreciate it. Mr. D. Doback, is it? I can't quite see. My screen is, like, for some reason, super bright. Let me see if I can find it on another one. I think it was Mr. Doback. Let me see if I can double check that. Yes. Mr. Doback says, Buddy versus Roman, gonna be good. I agree. I gotta be honest, I thought it was a very bizarre tweet that Buddy Murphy sent out. I don't know if you saw it, but Buddy Murphy sent a message out saying that he's been fighting for an opportunity for a long time, and he says that he was so angry and disappointed that his SummerSlam match got interrupted that he's gonna have a match against Roman tonight. Now, that kind of makes sense until you realise that his match at SummerSlam was interrupted by Rowan, not Roman. Do you think he went up to, like, Vince and went, I want a match with Rowan, right? That was my golden opportunity to have a match at SummerSlam, and Rowan got in the way. And Vince is like, no worries, you can have a match with Roman. That is no problem. Oh, but can we, like, get me the diary? Buddy Murphy versus Roman Reigns. We're doing it tomorrow, yeah, on Smackdown. There you go, bud. Sorted for you. Yeah, is that all right? Oh, Rowan. It's in the diary now. Sorry. Oh, once it's in the book, I can't change it. So, yeah, it was a little bit bizarre. But we will see Buddy Murphy in action tonight. Of course, there's still beef between Buddy and Roman after what happened in the locker room, if you know what I mean. We need The Fiend or the boy Johnny Wrestling. Shout out to Peter Christ. Shout out to Sean Reed. Who will win King of the Ring? Well, let's go through, shall we? I don't know if you guys saw this, but we actually had all of the names announced for King of the Ring. Now, I've got to be honest, we've done a lot of streaming over the past few days. We've done a fair few reaction videos and other videos talking about, like, Funhouse merch and things like that. I got up today, I had a coffee, I looked after Kia for a bit because I was the only one here, so I was making sure she was all right. And then I just couldn't find it within me to do the video that I wanted to do today. So we might end up doing this tomorrow instead, or we might do it on Thursday. I really want to talk about King of the Ring. I really want to explore everyone that's in it and who we think will emerge victorious. So I like to give you guys the heads up. So I think we will do that. But we know all of the names that are involved in the tournament. So I'll go through them now for those of you that didn't hear. So we've got The Miz, Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Ali, Apollo Crews, Chad Gable, Elias, Andrade, Buddy Murphy, and Shelton Benjamin. There's 16 people that's going to be in this tournament. I've heard that it's going to start on Raw, continue on SmackDown, and the final will be at Clash of the Champions. So this isn't going to be just on next week's Raw. Next week's Raw is going to start the tournament, and then the tournament is going to continue throughout SmackDown as we move forward. Wrestling with Tony says, happy hearing about Starbridge as I'm Worcester. No way, dude. Thank you very much, Wrestling with Tony. I've obviously been to Worcester a fair few times, what with living as close as what I did. and still do, actually. I now, just to kind of update on that story, my life, we no longer live in Stourbridge. They moved about 4 or 5 years ago. Same house, lived in the same house since 1977, up until about 4 or 5 years ago, and now just live outside of Telford, so it's kind of still in the same area. And Masha Gaming says, "Hey Days, please check Twitter DM. It's a Bray connection to The Fiend from over 3 years ago. It's insane. I think you'll really like it." Masha Gaming, without looking, are you referring to The Man in the Woods? Because I believe that was around about 3-4 years ago. That was like a ghost story where Bray sort of described something similar to The Fiend. I also saw as well, for the first time today, a little video footage from Ryan Satin, I believe his name is. And this is really cool. He showed video footage from 2011 of Bray wearing a mask. That was 8 years ago. The mask is nothing like The Fiend, but he doesn't really have like Fiend mannerisms, but it is a full face mask, and it's just really interesting to see that Bray Wyatt did kind of experiment with masks when he was down in developmental, so very, very cool. Big Dog, thank you very much, dude. You don't need to keep firing that in. Since Drew McIntyre finisher is the Claymore, they could have him win the tournament and walk out with an actual Claymore sword. That would be fun. I don't, do you know what? I don't know if they would put that much work into it or that much thought into it, but I gotta be honest, I do wonder if they're not just doing it for a quick ratings grab. That would be my concern, is the fact they're doing it because they know people love it, and it's not been thought through. So that's my concern. I think there's loads they could do with King of the Ring, and I think that suggestion is a great one. Yowie wowie, it's Cal W95. Days, you live so close to me and we haven't met yet. I gotta be honest, I very, very rarely venture out. I've kind of become a bit of a recluse, and the reason being is that my body clock is just so out of sync now. So obviously I'm awake at night and then I tend to sleep in the morning. By the time I actually get up, it's like lunchtime, and I don't really fancy going out and getting back, and then I have to think about doing a video, and not that that's a chore, that's actually the first thing I always think, right? What's the video that I'm doing today? What are we talking about? What's happening? And then I'll check like wrestling news and things like that. So it just doesn't kind of leave much time for anything else. That's why when people ask me, oh, do you watch such and such? Do you watch such and such? Are you aware of this YouTube channel? Do you listen to that podcast? The answer is normally no, because I just can't find that time. I really can't. I need to get better at that in a way. Let's go back down to the chats. Jake Bird, thank you very much for the donation, my friend. Really do appreciate it. That, as we said, a million times, it all goes back into the channel. You can quite clearly see I don't have a tan. I'm not spending this money going off to sunbeds or Spain or anything like that. It goes into postage, the exciting world of postage. And future figure giveaways and things along those lines. I think I just saw someone say he had a broken nose, which is why he wore the mask. That's very interesting if true, because I don't know enough about that. I just saw the video clip, so if that's why he was wearing the mask, that's very interesting. It didn't look like the kind of mask you would wear if you had a broken nose, though. It wasn't like, like one of those see-through masks that Cody wore when he injured his face. Same with The Undertaker. The Undertaker wore one kind of around here. Brutus the Barber wore one around here. If you like damage your nose, you don't tend to wear a full face mask. You tend to just wear one around here. But not that I'm disbelieving you, but I'm just saying that didn't jump out at me as that being a reason. Will we see The Fiend tonight? We might do. We might do. EC3 should be in King of the Ring. Let me tell you actually what I wanted to do before we move on from King of the Ring. I wanted to actually tell you who I think was going to win and who I want to win. You can let me know as well. So let me know who you want to win. Who do you want to win King of the Ring? So I think Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre has only just gone like solo, if you will. He was hanging around Dolph. He was hanging around Shane. Now he's kind of broken out on his own. I kind of feel like he needs something just to give him that push. And King of the Ring could be it. You know, like King McIntyre. It's got a great ring. Pritsoir says, if WWE do Roman versus Fiend, do you think WWE will do the mistake of putting Roman over? If that happens, he will get more heat than when he defeated The Undertaker. No, they won't. No way. WWE are very, very clever. All right, they are on the ball. Did you know? Right, I didn't know this. Oh, look at this. We've got... Oh, I need to... This is distracting me. Okay, here we go. So, first of all, thank you to Pritsoir Prasad. Thank you very much, my friend. I know you joined us the other day, and it's great to see you back joining us again. So, thank you very much. Massive shout to Dazzle by Nature. Really do appreciate the support as well, my friend. Thank you very much. And Shivank Sharma, really nice name. Shivank Sharma does sound like a wrestling name, actually. If Shivank Sharma was in NXT, like if someone said, "Oh, have you seen that Shivank Sharma's in NXT?" I'd be like, no way. I love Shivank Sharma. It's one of the best high flyers. So it has got a wrestling feel. But anyway, here we go. You think WWE are already unsure about The Fiend as they edited the YouTube video to a much lamer version? Do you think they're going to water this down? Okay, no, I don't. It's a really good point. There's a lot of good points about The Fiend being asked right now. First of all, I don't think Roman would bury The Fiend. Did you know there's a whole data team at WWE? Their only job is to look at data. I didn't know this. I knew there would be a social media team. I knew there would be a team of people that do Twitter, that do YouTube, that do Instagram. I knew there would be all of that. And I thought, like, they might pass some numbers up to their managers or whatever. I didn't realise there was an actual team of people that just all they do is they sit and look at numbers, maybe compile reports, look at trends, and all of this. Now, that Firefly Funhouse box, there was 500 of them, which I know doesn't sound like many, but the fact that they were $40 each and they sold out in under 3 hours, I actually feel like it was even quicker than that. But maybe I just heard about it a little bit late. But still, 3 hours. It sold out in 3 hours, right? That is huge. And I'll bet you anything that the puppets are flying. The masks, I'll bet you anything they're flying. You've only got to look at YouTube to see the numbers that are being generated. You've only got to look at social media to see the reaction. And, you know, what are people talking about? They're talking about The Fiend, you know? So everyone's talking about it. It's kind of like the big cool thing at the moment. And I just don't see any way they're going to bury this character. They haven't invested in it since April to have it now lose. Honestly, if we get and we're not going to get it for a while because Roman's got other things happening at the moment with the whole Daniel Bryan, Rowan, Buddy Murphy thing. So we're not going to get Roman versus The Fiend anytime soon. But if they did announce that match, I wouldn't be concerned because I'm telling you now, The Fiend wins. I just don't see Roman winning that encounter. I actually think that would be good for The Fiend. What bigger statement could you make than by beating Roman Reigns? How many times do we see Roman lose? Like, honestly, how many times? I'm struggling to remember any. I mean, like, he lost against Brock, but they were always a bit screwy. They weren't clean. They weren't clean defeats. I can't remember, like, a clean loss for Roman. I can't remember one. I'm sure there was one. I'm sure you guys, someone out there can remember one, but I can't remember a clean loss. Yes, I know he lost to Brock, but what I'm saying is that they were always quite screwy defeats. I mean, take, for example, I want to say one of the Saudi Arabia shows where he, like, crashed through the cage, and he should have won that match, but it was ruled that they both went through at the same time, and so Brock retained. So, like, there was always examples like that. So I think it would be huge for The Fiend to beat Roman. And I honestly think there would be a lot of people concerned if that match was booked. I'm telling you now, I wouldn't be concerned. I'd be sat here, chilled, like this, because there ain't no way that Datum team is looking at numbers and recommending that The Fiend loses. No way. So I think we're all right for the time being. In regard to the other comment, talking about the YouTube video being watered down, I think that's more to do with YouTube, if I'm being honest. I don't think it's maybe something WWE want to water down. Because I just think YouTube have probably got an issue with severed heads, which is fair enough. You know, it's going to be a very difficult thing for them to... do you know what? Everyone's going to struggle with it. You might remember that Al Snow used to have a mannequin head. And they actually made a figure of Al Snow with his mannequin head. And it got banned. It got removed because people were complaining that this wrestling figure came with a decapitated head. So, yeah, like, it's not WWE watering it down. It's potentially what they're being made to do by YouTube and things like that. It is going to make it a little tricky going forward, but honestly, if they just keep the lantern for pay-per-views, there's no reason why you can't still use it, because they can still show it on the network. They don't need to show images of the lantern on Raw and SmackDown. It can still be all over Twitter, because, you know, it's fine. They just won't be able to include it in, like, YouTube videos, which is going to be problematic, I understand. But I think they should keep it. I think it's been a massive success. What will be interesting is if Mattel can actually get it in with a figure. Because I read a report earlier that apparently Mattel were looking at trying to make that figure with that accessory. Someone on the inside at WWE had commented, I think it might have been Bryan Alvarez, actually. Bryan Alvarez, I think, was the one that said that he didn't think the lamp or lantern was going to be removed because he was hearing that Mattel were looking at trying to include it in with the figure, and that it was part of the character moving forward. It's in the plans moving forward. Now, if those plans change, it's going to be as a result of the pressure that YouTube have put onto them and things like that. So I don't think it's WWE's fault, but we're going to have to wait and see. If you have a problem with the lantern, then you shouldn't be watching wrestling. It's a good point. I do understand, though, because it is a balance, because WWE are a PG product and you can't get certain things passed on YouTube. YouTube problematic, let's put it that way. So you really have to be very, very careful with YouTube. I mean, not that YouTube are going to be taking WWE down or anything like that, but you know, there's going to be things that they're not going to allow, and it's very realistic. So it's coming from that. Days, Alicia was drunk SummerSlam weekend and had an argument with a fan, according to Twitter. She needs help. That's, well, I don't know. I don't know enough. I know that she likes to have a good time. We've kind of seen her in like worse for wear states, kind of on behind the scenes documentaries, Total Divas, things along those lines. So I know she likes to have a drink, but I don't know if she's got like a problem or anything like that. I wouldn't want to speculate, to be honest. So if she has, I hope she gets the help that she needs. But hopefully it's nothing that's, it's a mountain being made out of a molehill. Hopefully. Days, if Bray Wyatt is your favourite wrestler in 2019, who was your favourite wrestler in 1992? That's a great question. I said that the first event I ever watched was Survivor Series 92. I think the match that got me into wrestling, the match that hooked me, the match that I wanted to watch again, the match that I wanted to talk about, tell people about, was Big Boss Man against the Mountie. I just couldn't believe. It's crazy, isn't it, when you first watch wrestling, that there's this world. It doesn't really exist now. In a way, I really feel sorry for youngsters that are watching wrestling now, because I really think they miss out. Because how can you get so excited over Bobby Roode or over Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens? I mean, like, this is no disrespect to those people, but I remember being a kid and I could not believe that there was a program where a policeman was having a match against, like, some guy in red. I didn't know what a Mountie was. Obviously, by listening to commentary, I found out it was like Canadian police or something like this. What are Mounties anyway? They're like mountain police. Why do you need special mountain police? Why do they wear those kind of... Is it because so they show out in the snow or something? I've never really thought about it. Why do they wear that? I don't understand. Anyway, I couldn't get my head around it. And then on the same show, you've got a dead man, The Undertaker, taking on like a tribesman who apparently was some kind of cannibal. I'm sure they mentioned that he was a cannibal or something at some point, and obviously Kamala. I just couldn't believe it. Those kind of gimmicks, just, you don't get them now. And I personally, I miss them. I really miss them. I think we could do with, not loads, just a few. I think we could do with a few. Just a few. That's all I'm asking for. I'd do it with Ali. I would definitely do it with Ali. I would make him a Chicago police officer. I would have him come out in, like, kind of police attire. Not like the Boss Man. Bit more modern, bit more cool. But he used to be a Chicago police officer. He's got that connection. He's got that history. Ali could say that he's decided to rejoin the force. And then, like, you've got this really cool character. Ali would then stand out, wouldn't he? And again, you could be saying that he's here to clean up WWE, he's fighting for justice. Think of his promos as well. Think of some of the things they could do. I mean, come on. If we had a loser goes to jail match, kids are going to love that. I'm sorry, but I would love that. We've seen it before, yes, but you're going back to the early 90s. Let's do Ali versus, I don't know, anyone, Mojo Rawley, anyone, any kind of heel loser goes to jail match. I just think that's a whole world that you could explore. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Hey Days, where did you see the footage of Bray from? I saw it on, I think it was No DQ. I saw a link on Twitter. I think it was Ryan Satin as well on Twitter who originally posted it, and then the website No DQ picked up the story. It's out there. It's out there. Start off by going to Ryan Satin. Go to Ryan Satin account on Twitter. Days, you look like Austin Aries. Whoa, I'll take that. I'll be quite happy with that. Wasn't Austin Aries going out with Zelina Vega? And then they broke up and she married Aleister Black. So if you're saying I look like Austin Aries, and there's even a slim chance that I could go out with someone like Zelina Vega, then that is a big win. That is a big win. Of course, she would have to be willing to not leave the house because, as I said, I am a little bit of a recluse. And she'd have to be into wrestling. She'd have to have a very weird sleeping pattern. So, yeah, there's a lot of boxes that need to be checked. Days, Grimm is a heel. I haven't watched Grimm in quite a while. I used to watch his embarrassing husband vlogs, but I think he's doing like a storyline at the moment where him and Dollcat. I don't know. I've only seen a few things on Twitter. It's kind of one of them, where you're on Twitter and you're going through and you go, "What's that?" Oh, okay. And then have a look, see what people are saying and everything. That's been my interaction. I feel a bit bad actually about it because I used to watch, not loads, but I used to watch like a majority of the wrestling videos that he would put up. I used to love his toy hunts, for example. I used to love his collection videos. And actually, I mean, I know some people like him, some people don't. He's obviously not for everyone, just like I'm not for everyone either. But honestly, without Grimm, I don't think there would be a Wrestling Days. If there was going to be a Wrestling Days, I think it would be different. Because I wasn't collecting figures until I started watching Grimm. And then I saw the belts, and I thought the belts were absolutely incredible. The detail in the championships was insane. I was still thinking that it was Jax that had the license, and Jax figures, I never liked them. The belts weren't good enough. Belts never really looked like, they weren't painted and things like that. And a lot of the figures I weren't a fan of when it came to Jax. But then I started seeing what Mattel were doing. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, I'll start getting the belts. I'll start getting the figures with the belts. I remember saying at the time when I first started getting them, I'm just going to get the champions. That's what I wanted. I wanted just the champions. I'm like, don't worry. This isn't going to get out of hand. I'm just going to get the champions, okay? So I went and bought Paige, who came with 2 belts, the Divas and the NXT Women's. And then I got Stardust, who came with 2 old tag titles, the bronze ones. And then, I remember, I think Gold Dust was the first one I bought that didn't have a belt. But my point was, Stardust had 2 belts because he was tag team champion. Well, I need his partner, which was Gold Dust. So I had to buy Gold Dust. So they kind of tricked me into buying Gold Dust. So then I had Stardust with 2 belts, Gold Dust to make the tag team, Paige. Then I found Hulk Hogan, the Defining Moments, and he had the Hogan 86 belt, which is still the only way that you can get that belt. So that Hogan Defining Moments is awesome, and I got that. It's still one of my favourite figures. I'd say it's in my top 10 favourite figures, that Hogan Defining Moments. So I got that. I can't remember all of them that I got. I remember getting Zack Ryder with the Internet Championship very early because I wanted that. But then things got out of control and now I've got about 400. So there we go. That's how things escalated. Days, what's your favourite promo from WWE? The first that comes to mind would be the CM Punk pipe bomb. And then, of course, think about Stone Cold with the 316 promo. And then I think about some of the Hulk Hogan ones, actually. Hulk Hogan always did good promos. Always got you excited for the main event. Always felt like once you saw Hulk Hogan talking to Mean Gene backstage, you knew things were on. You knew things were happening. Like, you'd watch a few matches, and they'd be cool. You know, they'd be like Big Boss Man or British Bulldog or Mr. Perfect and people, you know, mid-carders. But then as soon as it's like, we're going backstage to Hogan, as soon as Hogan would come out, and he'd be like, well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. It's just like, then, yeah, man, we're building towards that main event. I was never a big Hogan fan, but no denying that he was the man, wasn't he? He was the top of the tree. I still think he was bigger and better than Stone Cold. I really do. I think that memories fade. You know, as time goes by, people kind of forget just how big Hulkamania was. People that don't know anything about wrestling know Hulk Hogan. Same can be true, and the same can be said for Stone Cold. But to me, Hogan is the biggest star WWE ever had, like, impact-wise. I would say Undertaker is right up there as well. Again, people that don't know about wrestling, they know Undertaker, so I would have him right up there. Jacob Donnelly, thank you very much, my friend. Can't even talk. Jacob Donnelly says, who do you think? You are kidding, Mr. Hitler. That's the start of a... doesn't matter. Who do you think The Fiend should go after next? Glad he wasn't on Raw last night. Just as your comment left the screen. Don't want to overexpose him. Boom. Who do I think next? Well, I don't think it's going to be Randy Orton, because he's in a feud with Kofi. I don't think it'll be Daniel Bryan, because I think he's working a feud with Roman. I'm still standing by Baron Corbin. I'm still going to stick with Baron Corbin. You know, we've got King of the Ring starting next week. Baron Corbin's in that tournament. What if we don't see The Fiend tonight? What if The Fiend gets, you know, this week off, and then he comes back next week and takes out Corbin? That would be cool. Big Dog, what's your top 5 WWE icon list in order? It's such a hard question. I would really struggle to give you an answer that I could hand on heart say, that is it. That's the answer. For me, I think Stone Cold would be at 5, believe it or not. Then I would have Stone Cold, John Cena at 4, The Rock at 3, Undertaker at 2, Hulk Hogan at 1. And I think it would be in that order. Now, I know people will drastically disagree with that, and that is absolutely fine. For me, I really think that Undertaker's longevity puts him above Stone Cold. The fact he's been around since 1990 is incredible. And the fact he's still going, like, he's been going for 30 years. So, for me, he's just always in the conversation. So, I would put him above Stone Cold. Hogan, as I said, I think is bigger. The Rock, I would put The Rock above Stone Cold because he is the biggest star in Hollywood right now. So, not only was The Rock, like, up there with Stone Cold whilst they were wrestling, he's easily had a bigger career after wrestling than Stone Cold. Stone Cold's done a few TV shows and he's got his podcast. The Rock has won Hollywood. So, I mean, you show a picture of The Rock to people around the world and 99% are going to know who it is. You show people Stone Cold, it ain't going to be 99%, is it? You could argue The Rock's maybe number 1 now, although I still feel like Hogan's number 1. But it could be Hogan at 1, Rock at 2, Undertaker at 3. And then John Cena, you know, he's just more recent than Stone Cold. He was the top for a long, long time. He's on all of the late night shows. That's not really something Stone Cold enjoyed doing. Stone Cold likes to be on his ranch, doesn't he? He kind of likes to keep himself to himself. But John Cena is out there, and now he's in Hollywood as well. So I really do stand by that. Stone Cold at 5, John Cena at 4, Rock at 3, but it could be Undertaker. Undertaker at 2, and Hulk Hogan at 1. Right, Wheel of Fun. Let's do Wheel of Fun, shall we? Okay, so it's the Wheel of Fun. Everybody loves the Wheel of Fun. What was that? Is that the wheel? It's the Wheel of Fun. Ba-dum-bum. I actually think I've got a bit of a cold coming. So, in a way, as sad as it is going to be for us to not stream after tonight. I mean, I'm so used to streaming. You know, it's going to be a bit weird to not stream tomorrow or not stream on Thursday or not stream. It'll be a bit weird. But honestly, I think my voice is going a little bit. And I think I've got a little bit of a cold coming. So I think we're actually timing this perfectly. Right, let's jump over and spin the wheel. Bish, bash, bosh. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Daisy, you getting 2K20? Yeah, I'll get 2K20, but I'm not fussed by the special edition, if I'm being honest. It's Slam Attack! My voice is going. This is going to be a chore. This evening is going to be a chore. Right. We are giving away 3 packs. 3 packs of Slam Attacks. So, let's bring up the chat. 3 packs of Slam Attacks. They will go to the 20th person that gives me the word blocked. 20th person that gives me the word blocked. Because I honestly think my nose is. Come on, Days. Hogan, horrible at the ring. How's he better than HBK? No. Islam CRB, you are misunderstanding. I'm not saying that's the list of best wrestlers. I'm saying that's the list of biggest icons. Like, most well-known. The people that had, like, the biggest impact. In a way, you know, you could throw an argument for Andre, but Andre was he was kind of pre-cable, just before WrestleMania. I mean, by the time WrestleMania 3 came around, he was done. He was in so much pain, they didn't even know if he was going to be able to do the match. Vince had to convince him to do one last big match. Thank God he did. So, no, I'm not. That is not a list of the best wrestlers. That is a list of what I think are the biggest icons. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ah. 2, 3. Ezra Hicks. Well done to Ezra Hicks. Well done, dude. Ezra Hicks emerging victorious. Jot that down. SD live. Ezra Hicks. Send me your address, dude. If you send it over to @WrestlingDays. Sorry, wrestlingdays@gmail.com. I was thinking about Twitter then for some reason. But send it to wrestlingdays@gmail.com. Boom. Right, we are 5. My God. Where does the time go? Legit, where does the time go? How are we only 5 minutes away from SmackDown beginning? I wonder how it begins. I wonder what opens the show. Shout out to Damian Rios. Days, are you Team Raw or Team SmackDown? To tell the truth, I was Team Raw, but now I wouldn't want to pick. I was Team Raw because I always felt like Raw had the big moments. If you were gonna get some epic happening, it was gonna happen on Raw. I don't think that's true anymore. I think what with Eric Bischoff being in charge now, I don't think that's true. So there could be an argument that Raw's got the better superstars. I mean, they've got Andrade. They've got the likes of AJ Styles. And, they've got some big names. Rey Mysterio. Who have SmackDown got? Roman? Not too fussed by Roman, if I'm being honest. Mr. Doback says it's so good that Kenta joined Bullet Club. Yes, that's so much about the G1 final was just brilliant. I thought the winner, I won't ruin it, but the person that won G1 was very deserving. Kenta, Shibata, just absolutely brilliant. Completely agree. Bayley is revealing her opponent. Days, who do you think it is? Bayley is revealing her opponent. What women are on the SmackDown roster? Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what women. I can't remember the women's divisions now. What with the wild card, it's hard to know who goes where. Okay. Women's roster for SmackDown. Won't be Asuka. Won't be Billie Kay. Could be Carmella. Won't be Charlotte. Won't be Ember. Won't be Kyrie. Won't be Lana. Liv Morgan. Might be Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan coming back. So, new Liv Morgan. I mean, they didn't have anything for her for SummerSlam, so I'm going to say Liv Morgan. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan is going to be the person that Bayley will call out. And then we might see... That would be a big moment, wouldn't it? Seeing the new version of Liv Morgan. Favorite top 5 female superstars of all time? You'd have to say Wendy Richter, Sensational Sherry. If we're talking WWE, that is. Alundra Blaze, Chyna, and Asuka. I think that would be my top 5. I think my top 5 would be Alundra Blaze, Wendy Richter, Sensational Sherry, Chyna, Asuka. Yeah, that would be it. That would be my top 5. Not necessarily, not in that order. That's just 5. The 5. And I bet people are going, what? Not Trish? No, not Trish. She'd probably be in my top 10. But she's not getting into that top 5. Alundra Blaze was the women. She was women's wrestling in like the early to mid 90s. She wrestled over in Japan. She wrestled in WWE. She put on great matches. She wrestled in WCW. She was before her time. If she was around now, she would be like one of the best women that WWE had. Wendy Richter kind of did the same, wrestled in lots of different promotions. Ended the reign of the Fabulous Moolah as well. So, gotta have her. Chyna, don't need to explain Chyna. I don't think I need to explain Asuka. The impact that she had, you know. Andrew Bell, legends saying Drew could be next big thing, King of the Ring. He was my prediction. Yeah, he's the person I'm going for. He's not the person that I want to win it. I want Chad Gable to win it. We spoke, I think it was yesterday, where we were talking about Chad Gable and the gimmick that he could have, where he works people out. I love that idea. And I think that this is a good opportunity to build someone. So, yeah, it would help Drew, but it would help Chad Gable probably a lot more. Right, we're going over, my friends. We are going over. I can see people in the chat saying Kevin Owens. So, I'm guessing it's KO that will start the show. And it is. Here he comes, Kevin Owens. Obviously, this is a Canadian crowd, so there's going to be a lot of love for KO. We should find out who his next feud is going to be against. Or, you know, will it continue with Shane? Okay, let's get rid of that's flashing and it's very annoying. You're annoying. Okay, so I'm guessing this is a promo. Kevin Owens promo. There we go. Crowd are going crazy for Kevin Owens. Absolutely crazy. He is about to cut a promo. Let's see what he has got to say. Kevin Owens is the champ. Kevin Owens. Royal. What's that guy's sign? Royal something. Royalty. Royalty? What? Don't even understand that. Crowd are really going for it here. Big chants, big cheers for Kevin Owens. It's great to see. He definitely deserves this. Definitely deserves this. It's been a long time. I think he actually works well as a heel, but he had too many losses. So I'm very much looking forward to see what they do with him as a face. He's talking about memories. I think the back of his shirt says Fight Toronto Fight as well, which I really love. He says he's been in the ring with some of the best. Boos for Shane, as you would imagine. Kind of feels like he's about to retire. The way that he's talking. Says he's going to remember SummerSlam for the rest of his life. He's talking about his wife and kids. It really does feel like he's going to retire. Imagine if he won a match that stopped him from leaving WWE so that he could now cut a promo and leave WWE. So, I think, are we going to see a video? He says he will remember hitting Shane with the stunner the most. Pretty standard stuff so far. He's talking about King of the Ring. Oh, yeah. You guys are about 30 seconds ahead of me. I actually forgot he was in that tournament. He is in that tournament. Yeah, same. I agree. Do you know, since 2010, there's only been one King of the Ring tournament. That is criminal. And the person that won it hasn't been with WWE for many, many years. It was Wade Barrett that won it. Bad News Barrett. Stone Cold's won it. You better mention Don Morocco. Don Morocco. Bret Hart. Yeah. Owen Hart. Yeah. Don Morocco. I didn't mention Don Morocco. Don Morocco was the first winner of King of the Ring. Here comes the commissioner of the ring. Shane McMahon. Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. There has been Sheamus as well. Sheamus, yeah. No, Sheamus won it in 2010. So since 2010, there's only been one. And that was in 2015. Shane says that Kevin Owens had a tainted victory. Do you think Alexa Bliss will be a Hall of Famer when she's retired? Yes. They should make King of the Ring a pay-per-view? Yes. Hello, Days. Hope Kia is well. And can you please check Twitter DMs? I am drowning in Twitter DMs. I know I keep saying that, but it is very true. Okay, dude. Yep. Have fun. Right, we're seeing a video replay. We can see the low blow. That's where the tainted came in. In all fairness, Shane has got his hand in the way, so technically Kevin Owens kicked Shane's hand. I don't think that's an issue. You deserve it is the chant from the crowd. Are we going to head towards a no DQ match or something? Let's go, Owens. No, there shouldn't be a queen of the ring because girls shouldn't fight. Okay. Randy has opened up a whole world of pain for himself there. God, both of them suck. I'm about to change the channel. I think Kevin Owens is okay. I just wish he was in a feud with someone else. So Shane says that Kevin will always be known as a cheat. It's fine. Who cares? Shane McMahon says you're going to have to go through your career knowing that you're a cheat. So what? That's absolutely fine. Wouldn't bother me in the slightest. He's still got his job. That's short. That's way more important. Days, Ricochet's SummerSlam was Nightwing, and if you don't know who Nightwing is, just look it up. Yes, I did see after that it was Nightwing, and I still don't know who it is. It's someone out of DC, I think. Okay, we're going to look at... This is long, isn't it? What is going on? Days, you called this. You said, I hope Shane doesn't say the win is tainted. To be honest, I don't even remember saying that. 10 minutes of talking, this is a bad sign. Do you know, but I gotta be honest, right? If the talking was pushing the story forward, I'd be alright with it. But we're just seeing replays of SummerSlam. It's like, you cheated. Here's the proof. Look, that's you at SummerSlam cheating. Yeah, I know. I watched it. I watched SummerSlam. You lot did as well. We don't need to see that bit. And then you hit Elias. Here's more proof. Yes, we know. We know. This is slow, dull. Can someone get a tape of MJF and what MJF can do on the mic to Shane McMahon, please? Because MJF would just set SmackDown Live on fire if he was to come out and cut a promo at the start. This is like a bedtime story. This is like, do you know what? I'm off to bed. I'm having a little lie down. Shane McMahon is telling me the story of SummerSlam. So, here we go. That's cool. This is good stuff. Good night, everyone. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Is he still going? Okay, he did actually say something then. He's fined him $100,000. Okay. Are we going to get something? Kevin Owens says, that's my family's future. Okay. So, we waited 13 minutes. I don't know why Shane couldn't just come out and say, after what you did at SummerSlam with the low blow and putting your hands on an official, I'm fining you $100,000. That would have taken 30 seconds. So this means Shane's winning King of the Ring. Kevin Owens gets Shane. Someone let me onto WWE TV so I can put him through a table. Thank you very much for the donation to Quinn. Is that B1? Quinn B1. Right, that is the end of that. OMG, why is Shane still killing SmackDown? It's a good point. Days so far, 1 out of 10. Islam says, that's boring. I agree. I was nearly asleep. I was nearly done. I was having a nap. I was catching up on a little bit of snooze time. Right, we've got Ember Moon and Charlotte Flair walking backstage. I tell you what, I'm not looking for puppets anymore. I'm looking for boxes that say bits and pieces on. Do you remember that? A box that we saw backstage that said bits and pieces. I wonder if there's another box that says random things. Charlotte versus Ember Moon. Nightwing is Robin from Batman grown up. Whoa, is he? Legit did not know that. Did not know that. I thought Owens winning would put Shane on less TV time. I almost turned it off to play Apex. Days, who from the current roster will be in the Hall of Fame in the future? I would say a vast majority of them. I really do think a vast majority of them. Because it's not so much about what you achieve, it's about the amount of time that you're with the company, how willing you were to, work and do what the company asked of you. So someone like R-Truth is going into the Hall of Fame, no doubt about it. R-Truth will go into the Hall of Fame. Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Bayley, Roman, Seth, AJ, they're all going into the Hall of Fame. Shield will go into the Hall of Fame. New Day will go into the Hall of Fame. Alexa, when she's done and retired, I think she'll be in the Hall of Fame. Rey Mysterio will be in the Hall of Fame. Randy Orton will be in the Hall of Fame. Like, so many. So many. It'd be easier to tell you who's not going into the Hall of Fame. Me. I'm not. I'm not going into the Hall of Fame. Thank you very much to Wayan Crumb. Wayan Crumb. Thank you very much, my friend. Really do appreciate the support. Very, very cool. I think I did shout out Quinn81, but let me make sure that I definitely did. So thank you, and shout out to Quinn81. All at the same time going into the Hall of Fame? Yeah, all of them going into the Hall of Fame. It's really easy to make those claims, but what about a guy like Dean Ambrose? He was a lock this time last year for Hall of Fame. Now, not so much. Dean Ambrose goes into the Hall of Fame. Simple. Definite. Nothing has changed. I think the only thing that has changed, if WWE do want to be petty about it, is he could go in once he's passed away. Like, they could wait 50 odd years, and not put him in for 50 years. But do I think he will eventually go into the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. The Shield will go into the Hall of Fame. Maybe even Ambrose on his own will go into the Hall of Fame. I mean, he is a former WWE champion. But either way, he's going to go in because the Shield 100% are going into the Hall of Fame. But if he stays with AEW for the next 20 odd years, then it ain't going to happen for the next 20 odd years, I don't think. Kevin Owens, backstage. I think he's gone to the Shane McMahon locker room. Look at that. Shane McMahon's got the World Cup trophy in his locker room. So Shane says, if you hit me, I will sue you and take every dime you've got. Oh. Throws a chair at the TV screen. I don't think that TV's worth $5,000. So Shane, very happy. No entrances? No entrances? Oh my God. Ember Moon and Charlotte have turned into jobbers? What? How did we not have entrances? Okay, well, we haven't. So we've got Charlotte versus Ember now. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed, by the way, hit the subscribe. Make sure that you join us because we are on the road to 200,000, which is a long way away. But that is the target that I have set. I think I said it like at Christmas and haven't even spoken about it. But we have now got past that 150,000 mark. So desperately trying to get to 200,000. I think that would be a real big milestone for the channel. I'm really interested in us doing like a 24-hour stream as well. So maybe we will do that once we get to 200,000. I didn't do it for 100,000. We happened to be streaming at the moment it happened, but I'm definitely open now that we're getting a little closer to it to doing a 24-hour stream. We could do like maybe figure reviews, figure giveaways. We could do a watch along. There's so much that we could do in a 24-hour stream. I'm really interested in doing that. If we get to 200,000. Single leg drop kick by Ember Moon. Thank you very much to Pro Wrestling. Bring back girl talk, yes. Do you know, I love that video. I love that video. That's one of my favourite videos. Love it. I should bring back girl talk. Charlotte's on the outside. Taking her time. Gets onto the ring and then jumps back down again. She's irritating the crowd. She's irritating Ember Moon. She says, I can't hear you. Ember goes against the ropes. Is it just me, or have they really, really missed an opportunity with Ember Moon? Like, Ember Moon is so mysterious, and she's got such an epic entrance, and, you know, her finisher's called the Eclipse, and I feel like she should have a backstory kind of similar to Bray. Like, what is her character all about? I don't know. I've never been told. Does she live in the woods? I don't know. Shout out to National Wrestling. Rowan says, Days, hi, I'm from Birmingham. Saw you in a Birmingham Smiths. Saw Pete Dunne at the gym. Natalia in boots with my mom. You're a living legend. Thank you very much, my friend. Really appreciate the support. Seeing Pete Dunne at the gym, that's amazing. How funny that you saw Natalia in boots, because I did as well. I saw Natalia in boots. Not wearing boots, it's a kind of chemist shop. It's like, it's the UK's Walgreens. In fact, I think Walgreens actually owns Boots here in the UK. But that's a whole different story. If you are wondering anyway, we are at commercial break. I'm not being a rambling rabbit. We are at commercial break at the moment. It's a fun little match, actually, that's going on between Charlotte Flair and Ember Moon. But we are at commercial break. And we're almost a quarter of the way through. It's gone, I would say, fast, but it's also been a bit dull. Not the best so far, but I'm still confident they've got something up their sleeves. Be that Johnny Gargano, or The Fiend, or Liv Morgan. Well, you'll get some up. Okay, I'm just putting a poll up now. So we've got a poll going up. So we've got Bray Wyatt fan against Ashley Drury 2004 against Future Compilations against Anthony King of WWE and AE-Dub. 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 Right, let's get that poll up. Let's get the poll up. Who should be champion? Who? Right, that's up now. If you want to vote in that, go over to @WrestlingDays on Twitter. Not that I can see it. Have I put it on my channel again? Oh, I have! Why do I do that? Why do I do that? I'm signed in to @WrestlingDays UK, but for some reason I was looking at my other profile, so it looked like I was on my other profile, but I wasn't. I was just looking at my other profile, and so I've put it on the wrong channel again. I can't cope. Anyway, if you want to vote, go to @WrestlingDays UK. If you go to @WrestlingDays UK, then you will see the poll there. We've already had 5 votes in the first 30 seconds. You can see it down there. If you go to Twitter, go to @WrestlingDays UK. I don't have Twitter, but it should be Pro Wrestling. Ember should go back to NXT or leave for AEW. Totally misused. Yeah, I agree. I just want backstories. I mean, like, what? How is Ember Moon any different to Nikki Cross? How? I don't know. I feel like I should know. I should know what Ember Moon is trying to achieve. Why does she want to be champion? Does she want to be champion? I don't know. I feel like she does. But you just get generic promos, don't you? We're going back to the action. Anyway, it's all Charlotte Flair right now. Knee into the side of the leg of Ember Moon. She's looking for the figure 8, but Ember Moon firing some boots in. And Charlotte Flair responds with one of her own. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that. Like a Walls of Jericho. Wow, Charlotte Flair with a Walls of Flair on Ember Moon. Ember Moon screaming in pain. She's trapped in the Walls of Flair. She's trying to crawl over Ember Moon, trying to get to the ropes. I don't think she's going to get there. Ah, she is. She is moving, and she almost does. Charlotte breaks it, and then almost breaks Ember's leg. Drops down on the knee. Good action so far. Really good match. The first match is normally decent, actually. They normally give it quite a bit of time. Comes crashing down onto that knee. And I like the psychology here of working on the knee so that she can put the figure 8 on. Good stuff. Good stuff. Walls of Flairico. Yeah. The Walls of Flairico. The Walls of AEW. Shout out to Joey Lincoln. Ember Moon fighting back. Days, I wonder if WWE put you on strike because you keep talking and streaming about AEW. I don't think so. The company that hit me was Endeavor Streaming, who do work with WWE, but they're not WWE. So I don't think it's anything to do with that. Into the corner goes Ember. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's Fair. Charlotte Flair scoops her up. Ember into the corner. Nice. Double knees. 2.5 for Ember Moon. Hello, Monica King. You haven't missed much. It's a real shame that we always say that, but if you're late to SmackDown, you don't tend to miss much. You've only missed a Kevin Owens Shane McMahon promo that was so dull. I actually got comfortable and almost fell asleep. Charlotte pulling Ember off the top. Into the corner goes Charlotte. Little pin attempt here, but it's going to need more than that to put Charlotte Flair away. 1, 2, and again Charlotte kicks out. Really good match. Charlotte shouldn't be pushed anymore. She's old news. Days, I love watching your live streams. You deserve a medal from the Queen. Yes, I agree. Maybe I deserve to be the Queen. Think about that. Think about that. Here we go. Figure 4. And she's trying to get into the 8. And there it is. And Ember taps. I don't like seeing Ember tap. I don't like seeing Ember tap. I feel like Ember Moon is like dark and mysterious. You know, she's got the eclipse and she comes out like with like a sunset on the background, and so I don't like seeing her tap out. So big win, good win for Charlotte. They're just talking about Roman Reigns against Buddy Murphy, which is coming later tonight. Queen Days, yes. God save the days. We've got Rowan and Daniel Bryan backstage. I think we're going to hear from them next. Rowan is huge, man. He is so big. I can never quite get over it. They're just showing us this 2K20 trailer, which is a lot of fun. Shout out to Dennis Watkins. Hello to Cassidy Love 78. Days, I have met the Queen when I was in the Army Cadets and got to shake her hand. You got to shake her hand. It's unusual. I thought she just walked down the line and kind of nodded at people. Maybe said, oh, hello. Didn't know she actually shook people's hands. Rumours that Kane is never returning. My favourite of all time. Well, he's being a mayor, isn't he? He's mayoring it up, so... I don't know. I mean, never returning, I'm not sure. But I don't expect to see him for a long time. Days, if you were the leader of a group like the Bullet Club, who would be in your group? I would want big, powerful people that could just keep me safe. That's what I would want. I don't want people that are flashy, flipping around all over the place. I want big bodyguard type people. Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Lars Sullivan. I might be tempted to take Rowan as well. I'll probably take Rowan. Basically, if you're huge and strong, then you can be in my gang. You can join my gang. Whoever said... Hey, Days, I'm your biggest fan. I've been watching for 3 years, and I want to know, was JoJo fired after because of having an affair with Bray Wyatt, and do you think she's coming back? I do think she's coming back. I don't think she was fired, no. But she has been away because of, obviously, she had a kid with Bray, which, you know, she's given birth to now, and now she's obviously raising it. So I don't know what her long-term plans are. But I'm sure WWE would welcome her back. She was a good ring announcer. She was perfectly fine. So, yeah, WWE would take her back. Lars is awesome. Days, I want Finn to turn heel and join the OC. Yes. Same here, dude. Braden, hello to you. Days, even though Styles is not in the King of the Ring... Imagine a King Styles, Prince Gallows, and Jester Anderson, the Royal Club. That would be fun. That would be fun. They could still do that, though. What if whoever wins joins the OC? What about that? Shout out to Taylor Plays. Hey, Days, do you collect WWE DVDs? I've got loads. Because, obviously, before the network, it was the only way that you could watch pay-per-views. So, I've got absolutely tons of WWE DVDs. Loads of the tagged classics. I don't think you got those in America. But it was basically a DVD that had 2 pay-per-views on it. So, it'd be like WrestleMania 1 and 2. It would be like a 2 DVD set, but it was in the same box. They made loads, absolutely loads of those. I think I've pretty much got them all. So if the WWE network goes down, I am absolutely fine. I am covered. I've got more wrestling on DVDs than I think I'd ever be able to watch. Right, we've got Corey Graves, Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton. Look at Corey Graves' suit. Looks like he was wearing a white suit and then did some painting. Kayla, but can we just say how rubbish Kayla Braxton was with that backstage moment? Here he is. Oh, Roman, no, Roman, look out, look out. Roman, no. Come on, Kayla. Put some heart and soul into it. We should have had like a blood-curdling scream or something like that. Hey, Days, do you remember me from SummerSlam? Hello, Julia Alberto. Del Rio. King Baron, I fear. Well, I'm sticking by what I said. I think the Fiend is gonna interrupt and take Corbin out of King of the Ring. The winner of King of the Ring is going to get a push. And I don't think they're interested in pushing Corbin. I don't. I think they pushed him when he was GM. But I think there's other people ahead of him in the queue now. Most notably, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is someone they desperately want to push. And are pushing. Days had an idea. Finn Balor returns just before Hell in a Cell. Leading to Fiend versus Demon. Yeah, we could get that. I think if it happens, though, Fiend has got to win. Right, we're going to hear from Bryan and Rowan. This is going to be very interesting. Days, will you please start giving away championship belts? I don't have any to give away, dude. So Daniel Bryan says that Rowan has nothing to do with this. Ooh, it's interesting. It is a really big storyline, and it's actually quite... I'm into it. The more it's playing out, the more I'm really into it. I can't remember them doing a storyline this big. Can you? A storyline this big that involves so many people. I mean, Charlotte, Becky, Ronda was 3, but this has got Rowan, Daniel, Roman, Samoa Joe, Buddy Murphy. Like, this has got a lot of people involved. Daniel on the entrance stage. So Daniel says there's no question now. Someone is out to get Roman. But he's saying they had nothing to do with the backstage incident or the car accident. Buddy Murphy is a liar. Breaking news. Maybe that's why Alexa left him. So Daniel Bryan says he doesn't blame Buddy Murphy because if anyone was in that situation, you would all lie as well. So Daniel Bryan says Buddy Murphy gave the wrong name. Can I just point out again just how huge Rowan is? Can I just point this out? So the crowd are adamant that it was Rowan and Daniel. In fact, we've got a yes chant now that's broken out. Nice. Daniel Bryan says this is what's wrong with society. Someone tells a lie, then it gets spread around on social media. Wow. Daniel says they're going to prove that they had nothing to do with the incidents tonight. How are they going to prove that? It's very interesting. Shane's TV is buggered. Oh, hello. Samoa Joe's here. Hello, C Wrestling. Hope you are well. Shout out to Wes Heron. I think the backstage incident was scripted, but the car attack was AEW Dean Ambrose. Because why would Samoa Joe say get a medic and WWE just put it in a storyline? You're right. It was Dean Ambrose. It was Jon Moxley. It was the puppets. We all know this. The backstage incident was Abby the Witch. And the car was Huskus. And there'll be 2 more incidents that will be Ramblin' Rabbit and Mercy the Buzzard. That's it. I've sorted it. Done. You're welcome. 45 minutes in and no Fiend. See Wrestling, I gotta be honest, you've missed nothing. It's been, wow, you missed a decent match. We've had one good match between Charlotte and Ember Moon, and that's it. Yeah, let's do the Wheel of Fun. So, it's the Wheel of Fun. Everybody loves the Wheel of Fun. What was that? Is that the wheel? It's the Wheel of Fun. Ba-dum-bum. It's a fight right now. Me trying to sing. It's a challenge for me and you. Okay, let's spin it. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. It's giveaway. Yes, yes, yes. Andrew Bell says, missed my last super lol British, but did I? Andrew Bell, did I miss a super chat? Yes, I did. I can see it here, actually. Apologies, my friend. I didn't see it at the time, but I can see it now. So British Bulldog for the Hall of Fame is, yeah, it's definite, isn't it? I think the thing with this is that they are just trying to find the right time. So British Bulldog would probably go in when there's some kind of pay-per-view WrestleMania. I mean, I wanna say there was rumors, okay? There was rumors that it was going to go to 2 WrestleManias a year. I don't know if that means there's going to be 2 Hall of Fames a year. I wouldn't think so. But there was rumours that the second WrestleMania was going to be international. Now, we've seen them starting to do things like Australia with Super Showdown. We're seeing them do the Saudi Arabia things, but obviously that's a separate thing. I just feel like they know that Bulldog is someone that should go in and people would love to see him in. I just kind of feel like they're saving him. And honestly, I don't know why. Bruce Pritchard, actually, I listened to his podcast and he said there's no reason or rhyme to it. It's just down to Vince and what Vince wants to do. But of course, they like to do Hall of Fames that are relevant. So, I don't know. I mean, the rumours of a London WrestleMania, they're always around. Right, we'll do the giveaway at the next commercial break. Because we are back and we've got Aleister Black. Is he waiting for someone again? Days you put... Oh, I did, didn't I? My brain is fried. I meant to put that it was a promo. That's what I meant to put. That's what I meant to do. Just listening to Aleister Black right now. I don't know if I like this gimmick. I like the fact they're doing something with him, but do I like that gimmick? I don't think I do. I think it was all right when they were building it up for the first person to knock. And then, of course, it turned out to be Cesaro. But do I want to still see them doing it now? Not really. I'm not feeling it. Buddy Murphy versus Roman Reigns. What a surprise that this isn't the main event match. Roman Reigns, a Roman Reigns that we didn't see at SummerSlam. How surprising that this isn't the main event. Gotta be honest though, it's great to see him. This is what I'm saying, if you don't see them all the time, and I know like we saw him last week, but still, didn't see him at SummerSlam. Wow, that was terrible. Reggie, I agree. I completely agree. Congrats to Bray Wyatt fan for retaining. Well done, dude. Played out. Yeah, I think the fact that it was fine for the first one, absolutely fine. But then there doesn't appear to have been any long-term plan. So they've built up the fact that someone's going to knock. Someone's now knocked. And now there's not really a plan, is there? Now we're just going to wait for someone else to knock. Okay, we've got Roman in the ring, Buddy Murphy. I feel like Roman's going to win this, but Buddy Murphy is going to really put in a good performance. Days, who's your favourite male and female star? Bray Wyatt and Asuka. Roman talking some trash to Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy pushes his head away. Do you know what? I'm going to say something I didn't think I would say. I'm kind of into this version of Roman. It's a very slight change. It's a very slight change, but it's a big change. They've actually tweaked something with Roman's character. I touched on it last week. I feel like this could be a separate video. But there is a change that they've brought into the Roman character. And I think it's brilliant. They are showing him now as being the locker room leader. That's what's different. We didn't really see it before. But that backstage segment where he told everyone to leave the locker room and they just quickly got up and left. It shows the respect that they have for him. And just during that match, the way that Buddy Murphy was in the corner, Roman was like standing over him, and the way he was talking, it was like two colleagues at work that had like a disagreement. It was like, oh man, you've stepped out of line kind of a thing. Buddy Murphy just slapped him round the face like this real disrespect. So Roman just went, bang! Just fired this shot off, but I just really feel like that gives Roman an actual position in the company now. This isn't just the golden boy that Vince has chosen. This is like someone that the locker room respects. And it's one thing to have people say it, on interviews and things, that they respect Roman. But it did a lot. It really did a lot. It really spoke volumes to me last week when he went into that locker room and said everyone out, and they just quickly left. Really said a lot. And I'm kind of seeing him now as that locker room leader. And that was the position that The Undertaker had. Undertaker was the locker room leader. And I'm not saying that Roman is now The Undertaker. But I'm saying that he carries himself that way as the locker room leader. And I really like it. I really, really like it. That was the problem with him before. Okay, right. I can tell you I found an old box. Legit, I didn't know what I could do for giveaways. You might remember we gave away what I thought was my last magazine. But I found a box, a box that I didn't even know I had of WWE Kids magazines. But these are older ones. But I think they're really cool. And the reason why I say that is because you actually get the Kurt Angle gold medal. You get a gold medal. Gold! We asked where all the gold had gone. It turned out I had it. There it is. Kurt Angle gold medal. And as well as that, you get like a really cool fridge magnet. You also get top trump cards, stickers. There's loads of stuff. How many? There's stickers, giant poster, Braun Strowman keychain. You get the Kurt Angle. Wow, you've seen it. It's all in there. So there's loads of stuff, loads of bits in here. And then even interviews with like Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks, who was WWE's greatest champions. A whole article on there. So really, really, and look at that. You want to know, you want to see some comedy gold. How about that right there? Look, how about that? Around the world with Samoa Joe. Look at that. He's got a little moustache, a beret, a baguette. He's standing by the Eiffel Tower. So clearly he's in Italy. And yeah, I just think that's a lot of fun. So we're going to give this away. And of course, I'll chuck in a Wrestling Days signature. We'll send that anywhere in the world. So we are going to send that to the 25th person. 25th person that gives me the word Shield. 25th person that gives me the word Shield. Shield. Here we go. 25th person that gives me the word Shield. OMG, Pete Dunne. Yes, yes. I love the fact that gets referenced now. Can I just say as well, they just did that. No one said to me at any point, is it alright if we put you on the front and have you saying OMG Pete Dunne? I mean, in all fairness, as soon as they said, is it alright if we put you on the front, I'd be like, yes. Yes. Do I have to share the front with anyone else, or? Right, here we go. La 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 la. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. Well done to... Let me double check it. Because people are firing lots of different words in. I want to make sure I just counted the shields. Yes, it is. It is John Waschak. John Waschak? John? Well done, John! John Waschak. That I'm definitely not saying the surname correctly. I want to say Wasiak. I'm going to say Wasiak. John Wasiak. Well done, John. WWE Kids Magazine goes to John Wasiak. Boom. We're just seeing Roman with a powerbomb there on Buddy Murphy. It was like a single arm powerbomb planting him down. Looked absolutely brilliant. But he could only get a 2.5. Sit down, powerbomb. Yowie wowie. Days, where was Joe in the picture again? He was on the front cover. Right, clotheslines. Against the ropes. Reversed. Roman comes crashing down onto Buddy Murphy. Big strike, snapping the head back of Buddy Murphy. It's all Roman right now. Against the ropes. Big boot. Look at this, proper Undertaker stuff. Big boot. And now he's giving it a bit of this. He's giving it a bit of this. I told you. It's Undertaker. In a minute, it's going to go. Like that. He's giving it one of them. Went for a Superman punch. Buddy Murphy behind. Back elbow from Roman. Ooh, Roman into the ring post. Buddy Murphy using the ropes. 2.99999. Bit of cheating from Buddy Murphy. Good job. Well done. Murphy goes up and over the top, comes crashing down on top of Roman. This is, I tell you what, it's really weird to see Buddy Murphy in a match with Roman Reigns one-on-one. Because I remember Blake and Murphy as a tag team. It's just really weird to think that that guy from that tag team is now a solo star on the main roster in a match against Roman Reigns. It's cool. Double knees by Buddy Murphy. Shoulder up from Roman. Well, if nothing else, at least Roman is getting Buddy over. Yes. There's my big cousin also got me into wrestling. I remember when I saw his wrestling figures for the first time. I thought his Ted DiBiase figure was Noel Edmonds. Yeah, well, Noel Edmonds did have many, many matches with WWE. WrestleMania 7.5, where he faced Hulk Hogan, was legendary. Buddy is not getting 100% squashed. No, I didn't think he would. Nice kick to the midsection. Kick to the chest by Buddy Murphy. And a stomp to the foot as well. Oh, you vicious man. Vicious. Bang. Uppercut by Roman. Buddy goes down to one knee. Super kick by Buddy. Superman punch by Roman. And a kick out by Buddy Murphy. Roman's like, huh? Huh? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? What the? Yeah, it's great. If you didn't know about Buddy Murphy before tonight, you'll know about him now. And actually, there'll be a lot of people that don't know about him because obviously he was in NXT, former NXT Tag Champ. And then he went to 205 Live and he was doing good stuff in 205 Live, but not many people watch 205 Live. And he hasn't really done anything on SmackDown Live since he got called up. So this is kind of like his breakout moment. I mean, you could argue SummerSlam was like a breakout moment as well, but... Murphy, 2. 2.999. This is a great, great, great match. This is a great match. People are on their feet. Yeah, knee to the head. Brainbuster. I mean, you don't see brainbusters in WWE all that often. I'm surprised it got cleared. Do you think they checked with Vince? Do you think Vince knew that they were going to do a brainbuster? Roman just smacked Murphy in the face. He just went flying off the top rope. Top turnbuckle. This is incredible. We haven't seen the Fiend yet, no. Roman comes crashing down with a super man punch. Against the ropes. Spear. Turns Buddy Murphy inside out, and that's surely it. And it is. Made Buddy look like $1 million, though. Roman Reigns. But look at the nod. He looks over at Buddy Murphy. And he nods. That's a nod that says, you did all right, son. You did all right. Great match. Yes. That's very kind, Jesse. Especially considering that I've completely lost my voice. Tell you what, that clothesline was so insane. It looked like a Spanish fly. Like, he went for the clothesline and he like fully rotated Buddy Murphy around. It's good. Buddy Murphy, you know, keep working hard, Buddy Murphy. You'll get there. Roman's like, that boy's got it. That boy's good. Buddy has won the respect of the locker room leader. We're backstage with Kayla Braxton with the Revival. I like those Revival shirts, like faded Revival shirts. It says the Revival and then you got pictures of them. But he will get there. Yes. The Revival are next. What, are they having a match? I've just got a promo at the moment. Oh, yeah, tonight. Okay, brilliant. So we've got Xavier Woods and Big E against the Revival tonight. Tonight. Stun, Owens, stun. He's changed his t-shirt. He's changed his t-shirt to Stun, Owens, stun. Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe. What else is to come? What other matches are to come? Tag match? No. I'm just thinking Fiend-wise, if the Fiend was going to interrupt in a match, would Samoa Joe or Kevin Owens make sense? Would be nice to see Buddy get an IC title run. Someone sent me a picture on Twitter, actually. It showed the IC title graphic for, I want to say, Clash of Champions. And it did look like the strap was black. So they were saying, are they going to change? Do you think this means they're going to change the strap? I don't know if it does. It might be light in or something like that. But I really think they should. I really feel like they should, you know, jazz it up a little. Personally, I would make the IC title, put it onto a black strap, and then the WWE logo at the top, paint that red, because the old Intercontinental Championship, I want to say at WrestleMania 3, was on a black strap with a red logo. IC title WrestleMania 3. Let's have a look. Let's have a look there. See a great picture of it there, actually, with the Macho Man. So there, that is Macho Man with the Intercontinental Championship from WrestleMania 3. You can see the IC belt is on a black strap. And that WWF logo at the time was painted red. I would copy that. I would go back to that. I think it would just freshen it up a little bit, you know. And obviously it's still got connections to the past. I mean, not just any past, but arguably the best Intercontinental Championship match of all time. So I would go back to that personally. Still 45 minutes left. Yes, 45 minutes to go. We've still got lots of things that could happen. We could get Johnny Gargano. We could get Liv Morgan. We could get The Fiend. Apparently Daniel Bryan's going to prove to us that it wasn't him and Rowan that attacked Roman Reigns. So there's a lot that needs to get fitted into 45 minutes. Roman is using contact lenses again. Is he? They'll probably make the IC title strap black again since Cody Rhodes reintroduced the classic white strap. Do you think Gable could win King of the Ring? Well, yes, he's in it. There's 16 people. He's got a 1 in 16 chance of winning it. He is the person I would have win it as well. I really feel like someone like Andrade would be great to see win it, but he doesn't need it. Clearly, they think a lot of him. He's been having a lot of TV time. He's been having a lot of matches, certainly against the likes of Rey Mysterio, where he was victorious. So I just don't think Andrade really needs to win it. I kind of feel the same with Drew. He doesn't need to win it. It would help, but he doesn't need to win it. I really feel like Chad Gable, who's had nothing going for him, it could be a real breakout moment for Chad Gable. So, yeah, it's hard to know. If Chad Gable doesn't win that, it's hard to know where his momentum is going to come from. I'd have him win it. I think he's one of the best wrestlers they've got. If you want to actually look at wrestling ability, he's one of the best mat wrestlers they've got. He's got the skills. So we are still in Toronto. And they're talking about the 20th anniversary. Which is October 4th. And that'll be the SmackDown debut on Fox as well. Wow. Okay, we're backstage with the New Day. New Day are in full Toronto Raptors attire. Look at the ring attire they've got. Isn't it weird that you've got New Day as SmackDown Tag Champs and Kofi as the WWE Champ, and then you've got the OC as Raw Tag Team Champs and AJ as the United States Champ? When are these two teams going to collide? It's got to be Survivor Series, hasn't it? It's got to be Survivor Series. OC versus New Day at Survivor Series. I'm calling it now. I mean, it is the most obvious thing in the world, but I'm still calling it. Roman Reigns is known for his last second kick outs. Days. I think Drew McIntyre will win and become the Scottish King. Yeah, I agree. I think Drew McIntyre will win. But I want Chad Gable. I think even Kayla's joining in a little there. Even Kayla's swinging the hips a little, letting the hips go. Fair play. Right, Samoa Joe's music hits. So Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens. Days, I would like to see Roman's attacker, someone you don't expect. Yeah, I agree. Let's build someone up. But I gotta be honest. I mean, I was down for it being Rowan on his own. I was down for Rowan being the person behind it, and Daniel didn't know. I thought that would be good. Be a good way of pushing Rowan, you know. Right, Samoa Joe in the ring. Days, can you tell us who's all going to be in King of the Ring? Well, I can go through it again. So, everyone in... Here we go. Listen to these names. Pick your winner. Who do you think is winning King of the Ring? Inside this year's King of the Ring tournament, Miz, Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Ali, Apollo Crews, Chad Gable, Elias, Andrade, Buddy Murphy, Shelton, Benjamin. Those are the 16 names that are in King of the Ring 2019. So out of that list, who do you think is going to win? I think Drew will win, but I want Chad Gable. Okay, Kevin Owens, still very frustrated, is in the ring. Elias is coming down to be referee. Yeah, I forgot as well, he is. Is he 24/7 champ? Did he win it at the end of R-Truth with the guitar? I can't keep up with everything, but yeah, I think he is, isn't he? 24/7 champ. For some reason, I still thought it was R-Truth. Clothesline by Kevin Owens. I want the attacker to be Ciampa or Gargano, but it won't. I would like to see Drew McIntyre win King of the Ring tournament. He's lost some momentum as of late. That's a really good point. He has lost momentum. I think, though, he's trying to kind of branch out on his own now. Before, he was with Shane, and before that, he was with Dolph. Whereas now, he's trying to, like, branch out and do his own thing. He comes down on his own. He doesn't seem to be hanging around with Shane and Elias anymore. But you're right. Momentum is so important in WWE that I really do think that winning, whoever wins, is going to be in a really great position. It's a really, really great time to do this tournament because there's arguably more talent that's kind of being underutilized than ever. So, I mean, look at these names. Go down the list. You've got Cedric Alexander. What have they been doing with him? I know he's had a couple of matches, but he's not in any kind of a feud. And then you've got the likes of Baron Corbin. What have they been doing with him recently? Sami Zayn has just been a car crash for years now. So, yeah. Cesaro had his match against Aleister Black and then nothing. Then you've got Ali. I think, wasn't Ali meant to be in a bit of a feud with Nakamura? What happened to that? What happened to that? Where is Nakamura? Where is Nakamura? That's a really good... Where is that? Where is the Intercontinental Champion? That's only just crossed my mind. Maybe Nakamura should be in this tournament because he needs some momentum. Apollo Crews, Chad Gable, Elias, who's being used as a referee more than he is as a wrestler. Andrade's alright. Buddy Murphy, they're giving a little push to. Shelton Benjamin just does this. Yeah, like that's his character. So, yeah, there's so many people that could benefit from this King of the Ring tournament. It is the perfect time to do it. Where is he? Where is he? It's totally slipped my mind. The current Intercontinental Champion slipped my mind. Didn't even cross my mind we hadn't seen him at SummerSlam. Like, no mention. Did we get his match early? Did they do the IC match last week or something? I don't know what's happened. Hashtag where's Nakamura? Yeah, Shelton does that eye thing. He does do that eye thing. He did it last week. I'm sure we'll see him do it again. At some point, someone needs to ask, are you okay? Is everything alright? Like, at some point, they need to check on his well-being. Right, we've got Kevin Owens... in control, but Samoa Joe fighting back. Gets spiked. King Ricochet. It's got a nice ring to it. Days, should Rusev be in King of the Ring? I don't know what they've got planned for Rusev. I know he requested time off and it was granted, but I kind of thought he would be back now. Thought like he'd have time off up until SummerSlam. Hashtag where is Nakamura? Yeah. Where is Shin? Shin. It's just above your foot. Right, Elias is on the outside. Kevin Owens knocks Samoa Joe down. Kevin Owens goes up to the top. Senton. Shoulder up by Samoa Joe. Shoulder up. We are 24 subs away. 24 subs away from getting to a really nice round number. So if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, maybe think about it. Give it some thought. Nice. Sit down powerbomb. And Elias pulls the ref out of the ring. Oh, it's the Montreal screw job all over again. Samoa Joe just rolled up Kevin Owens and Elias was like, 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. I think that was perfectly fair. I've got no issue with that. No issue with that whatsoever. It's a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. It was brilliant. I think all 3 counts should be that way. Matches would be much, much shorter. Brilliant work. Elias is the referee we never knew we needed. Kevin Owens kicking out. He's very, very frustrated. Okay, we've got a tag team poll that's up. If anyone wants to go and vote onto that. Okay, we're backstage with Daniel, Bryan, and Rowan. Daniel Bryan is now telling everyone to get out. They are leaving. Except for poor Buddy Murphy, man. Poor Buddy Murphy. Okay, this is really interesting. I really feel like this is going to push the storyline along here. Buddy Murphy is in a changing room. He's got Rowan and Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan says, "We know you lied." Look, I know I've said it before, but look how big Rowan is. Look at him. He's terrifying me. So Daniel Bryan is saying to Buddy Murphy, "Tell everyone that you lied." Have you not seen the damage that you've done to Rowan's reputation? What reputation? I'd say the Bludgeon Brothers probably finished off his reputation. Headbutt from Rowan. Rowan hurling Buddy Murphy across the table. He is unleashing here. Into some bins. Daniel Bryan just screaming, "You need to admit what you've done." Do you understand you've done something wrong? There we go, look. This is great. This is, again, this is like something you'd see in prison. Buddy Murphy screaming that he lied. Daniel Bryan says, "I really hate liars." It's really good. It's really, really good. This is the kind of storyline development we just have not been getting. These are the kind of storylines we haven't been getting. It's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So good. It's so simple. It's such a simple idea, but it's so impactful. I love that. I'm a big, big fan of that. Because now, there's question marks as to who did it. I mean, it really does. It does seem like it was Rowan, and they're just, making Buddy Murphy say that it isn't. But what if he did lie? What if the twist is he really did lie? It's a great storyline. It's a great storyline. It's being told really well. We're seeing stuff we don't normally see. Sign me up. Sign me up. Seriously, what happened to the Bludgeon Brothers? They got injured. There was injuries, and so they were out of action for a while. I think Rowan came back before Harper, so they put Rowan with Daniel Bryan. And that was it. Bludgeon Brothers were done. Man, buddy, just go back to 205 Live because everyone picks on the new guy. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Bit of a shame that he got put over so strongly by Roman and then sort of humiliated there by Daniel. It was Rikishi. He did it for The Rock. Not being told really well. Both attacks were horrible, edited, and looked dreadful. I disagree. Oh, hang on. Both attacks. Do you mean the car and the backstage thing? Because I agree with that. I didn't think they looked good. Ignoring the fact they didn't look brilliant. The storyline is still good. But the locker room bits are brilliant. Because they're just kind of like one shot. You've got just a cameraman in there and it feels like it's being done live and there's no like editing to it. It's just all one cameraman giving you the action as it happens. It feels quite raw and edgy. I really like it. But I agree. The two attacks were not the best. I wonder if we get Buddy versus Daniel Bryan next week. Yeah, we could do. Who lied? I lied. If Ishii tried to kill Roman, he would be dead. That is true. Days, have you ever put Brother Days into a sharpshooter? I don't think you count as being related until you have. Do you still have the cardboard coffin? I did. I did put him in the sharpshooter many times. To be honest, my move of choice was either a sleep. I loved the full Nelson. Loved it. You don't see full Nelsons anymore, do you? But I used to love doing full Nelsons when I was wrestling at home. I love that move. If I was a wrestler, I would definitely bring back the full Nelson. It's where you go under the arms, round the back of the head, and you do that like that. So you're kind of like pushing the neck forward, but at the same time, you're pushing the arms back. Oh, nasty. So I did that a lot. And the cardboard coffin, no, that got thrown away like about a week after I made it. Okay, we're backstage with Roman. No. I think we're in for a tasty half an hour. They're talking about King of the Ring. King of the Ring is back. So King of the Ring is on SmackDown and Raw. Yes, and apparently the final, the rumour is the final will be at Clash of Champions. Which I think would be great. I think the final should be at a pay-per-view. I love it. I cannot wait. I am so excited for next week. Matches that actually have a purpose. The worst SmackDown I've ever seen. I don't think it's the worst I've ever seen. I've seen SmackDowns where there was very little promo-wise or just rambling rubbish promos, similar to what we saw at the start of tonight. But then the in-ring action was rubbish as well, whereas we've seen two good matches, really good matches. I thought Buddy Murphy, Roman Reigns was exceptional. And I really enjoyed Charlotte against Ember Moon. And it's not done yet. Okay, we've got New Day. Oh, Toronto! Don't you dare be sour. It's a woman with the sign that says, "I'm here to see the new day." Wow, there we go. Your dreams have come true. Days, my move of choice was the figure four. Yeah, I did that as well. My brother and cousins hated it. And you know, it really hurts as well. really hurts. There's a few moves that you're not sure if when you put them on, if they're actually going to hurt or not. But legit, the figure four doesn't look like a move that would hurt. Like, the figure four just doesn't look like a move that would... Why would it hurt? But it does. Has R-Truth shown up? No. Your opinion on SmackDown so far? My opinion on SmackDown so far, I think it is below average to average. Below average to average. I think that the matches are maybe better than what we usually see. Or kind of in line to better. But then the promos are awful. The beginning was trash. It's horrible. So I would be out of 10. I'd be looking at a 6. I'd be looking at a 6. I could be convinced to go down to a 5. If I'm being honest, the 6 is as high as I'll go. I could go down to a 5. And really, I'm scoring it that high because of Charlotte against Ember Moon. I'm scoring it that high because of the fact that... Oh, we've got Randy that's come out now. Rowan against Buddy Murphy. I thought the beatdown that we just saw was brilliant as well. Really enjoyed that. In fact, I like that whole storyline. I think Kevin Owens getting frustrated is interesting as well. And we're not done yet. I'm expecting something. I'm expecting Liv or Johnny or The Fiend. I'm expecting something. So, Randy saying to Kofi, you know that you can't beat me. Randy says you weren't ready then, and you're not ready now. Days, did you ever watch Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling on CITV? I didn't. In fact, I didn't know that it was on CITV. I probably saw an episode if I was flicking through the channels, but I never knew that it was like on CITV on a regular basis. I can't say when I was a kid that I really had programs I watched every week. I'd just sit down and flick through the channels and see what was on. So, no, I can't say I really did. But I did see episodes of it. So, I must have flicked through channels and stumbled across it. I'd like to watch it again, actually. I've not looked. I wonder if it's on the network. I bet it is. I bet it is on the network. Oh man, I'm definitely going to look for that. I know I should be talking about the New Day, but I am now definitely thinking about a 1980s wrestling cartoon. Brilliant. So apparently we're going to see a 6-man tag match, which absolutely no one wants. I am prepared to drop my score down now after that. I am prepared to go down to a 4 after they have given us a match that literally has no benefit. No one wants to see it. It's stupid booking. I could be convinced to go down to a 4 now. I feel like the New Day has grown stale. Yeah. Big E should turn. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying it a long time as well. My brother once pedigreed my other brother, onto our concrete steps. It didn't end well. Oh, dude. Man. What is your favourite wrestling video game? Quite a surprising choice, but I'm going to say Smackdown versus Raw from 2008. I feel like it had GM mode. I've got to be honest, it's one of the only wrestling games. I don't know why I did it, but I did. It's one of the only wrestling games where I actually went out. And do you remember, like, game guides? You used to get, like, a big book that had, like, all the special moves in and what you had to do and tips and things like that. I went out and I bought that guide and I literally read the whole book. And I sat down and I really put a lot of time into that game. And I really enjoyed it as a result. And it was before you had stupid download packs and things like that. It was before you had all those stupid things. You just bought the game. You got everything. And I really enjoyed that game. So I think I probably put more hours into that game than I did any other wrestling game. Maybe if I put that amount of time into like 2K20, then I'd love 2K20. Fiend continues revenge and will take out Orton next. Why would Fiend go after Orton? Orton and Kofi have still got a rivalry. It's a really good point. Yeah, I mean, it might distract, mightn't it? They are literally in a feud at the moment, so does the Fiend get in the way? You could edit the entrance music with music in SmackDown versus Raw 2008. I used to love that game. Yeah, it's weird. It was just, I don't know why, but that year, I mean, obviously there'd been other SmackDown versus Raws. But that year, for whatever reason, was the year I was like, right, I'm giving this a go. I'm going to properly... I used to get the game every year. But I used to do what I do now, which is play a few matches, put it down and not pick it up again. But that year... And I honestly think it was buying the guide that made the difference. Maybe 2K should do that. If 2K made a 2K20 game guide that you could sit down and get tips from, I suppose that's what the internet's for these days. But I used to love the book, the guide. If they did that, then maybe I would put the time into 2K20. Wheel of Fun, yeah, we'll do it at the next commercial break. I was being a rambling rabbit, so I probably should have done it on this commercial break, but yeah, I was rambling away. This match is going to be quick. I fell asleep at Ember versus Charlotte. What did I miss? You missed a great match between Rowan and Buddy Murphy. You missed Rowan and Daniel Bryan threatening Buddy Murphy backstage and getting him to admit that he lied, but we don't know if he's telling the truth or not. And that's about it. Really, everything else has been throwaway. At the moment, I'm at about a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Depending on how these next 15 minutes go. Where is Bray? Look, if we don't see Bray tonight, I'm absolutely fine with it. I'm absolutely fine. No worries, dude. No Bray this week. Good. Good God, the end is near. No, I'm absolutely fine with it. Remember all those weeks where the only thing we would get would be a puppet sighting? Would you have liked that? Would you have liked one of those? I mean, yeah. So we don't get to see him this week. It's fine. It'll mean a lot more when you do. Have they even shown Fiend highlights? No, they haven't, actually. Is this the worst SmackDown of the year? I don't think so. I don't think so. I can't tell you the SmackDown that's worse, but for me, that Roman Buddy Murphy match is enough for this to not be the worst. Roman Buddy Murphy, Charlotte Ember Moon. I thought both of the matches were really good. The beatdown as well. That beatdown with Daniel Bryan and Buddy Murphy. I thought that was really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make out that this is a brilliant episode. It is not. As I said, it's average, below average. And the action in ring is maybe a little above average. Xavier Woods getting out of the way. Going underneath Dash. Nice. Really good head scissors. Shout out to Dean Winchester. Favourite moment on SmackDown so far? What, of tonight? Probably Buddy Murphy, Roman Reigns. I know I keep saying it, but it was a great match. Should have seen it at SummerSlam, really. Rather than Buddy Murphy against Apollo, was it? Days, are you still allowed into Poundland after you had a peek at their secrets? That was a fun video as well. Yes, I got away with it. But there was that brief moment where I saw all of their secrets. Down goes Xavier. In comes Dash. There really hasn't been much to rant and rave about, get excited about. Stomping away by Dash. Days, what match are you most looking forward to at All Out? Let me have a look at the card, actually, because I think there's matches being announced. I don't know what's been announced and what's just been rumoured. Has Aja Kong been announced? Okay, so we've got the 21-woman Casino Battle Royal. That'd be alright. Darby Allin versus Joey Janela against Jimmy Havoc. Should be fun. Cody versus Shawn Spears. Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks. Best Friends and Best Friends versus the Dark Order. Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega. Adam Page, Chris Jericho. I gotta tell you, that card looks okay, but I don't think there's anything groundbreaking there. Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega could be. But Lucha Bros against Young Bucks we've seen before. Cody against Shawn Spears. Based on that one chair shot, isn't it, really? Darby Allin, Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc will just be a fun match. Adam Page, Chris Jericho could be a good match, but I don't think it'll be a great match. And that's going to crown the first AEW World Champion. I would say that. I mean, look, it only ever happens once. There can only be one first-time champion. You know, think back to WWE and think about the likes of Buddy Rogers and him losing that title to Bruno Sammartino. And I would have loved to have watched wrestling at that time, you know, where the industry was just starting to change. And I don't know if people knew it was changing, but, you know, the territories would still go on for another 20-odd years. So the territories weren't done, but WWE were starting to become their own entity. They were starting to break away from the NWA. And yeah, I find that period very interesting. And of course, there's not loads of footage from that time. Shows tended to be about once a month. You had big names that would go around and work all the different territories, and I'm fascinated by that time. I'd love to do, right? The problem is that I don't think there would be much of an audience for it, and I think it would take so long to do it, but I would love to do it. I would love to do a video that just looked at like 1950s and 1960s wrestling, because I just think it would be fascinating. Because without that, you wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be where we are today. And there's got to be so many stories and so many wrestlers and so many great matches that we just don't know about. Just think about that think about that 20-year period. 20 years in the 50s and the 60s. How much do you know about wrestling from that period? I'll be honest, I don't know a great deal. I know that Bruno Sammartino dominated for WWE. He was the champion all throughout. But honestly, I mean, what other names were around at that time? The likes of Gorilla Monsoon. The likes of... I don't even think Andre was around in the 60s. I think Andre was 70s. So you didn't even have Andre the Giant. Gorgeous George, maybe in the 60s, maybe. Buddy Rogers, of course. Well, Gorgeous George in the 50s. Luthez. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm really showing the extent of my knowledge when it comes to 50s and 60s. So, I'm fascinated by that. So I would love... I don't even know how we're on this subject, and we're not missing anything. And I was meant to do Wheel of Fun. Oh, I'll do it after. Man, I am the worst. I am like a proper rambling rabbit. Might as well get rid of the rambling rabbit puppet, and Bray Wyatt can just use me instead. Right, we are going to do Wheel of Fun. You won't be robbed. Even if we have to do it after SmackDown, then we'll do that. Right, Dawson going for the cover. It's only just dawned on me, this is our main event. This 6-man tag is the main event. This. Bob Backlund. Yeah, I'd say maybe late 60s. I honestly don't know when he made his debut. I mean, Backlund was the champion towards the end of the 70s, more early 80s. So, yeah, he probably did start wrestling in the late 60s, but he would have been more 70s. But you could be right. Wouldn't surprise me if he made his debut in, say, 68. In fact, let's look. Let's have a look. See, this is proper wrestling talk. This is real wrestling talk. Not, you know what I mean? None of this rubbish talking about what's happening right now. We're looking at when Bob Backlund made his debut. Love it. Bob Backlund made his debut. Ah, look. Bob Backlund made his debut 1973. 1973 for Bob Backlund. Big Dog says, Fabulous Moolah. Yes. Killer Kowalski. Mr. Fuji. Jay Strongbow. Bob Backlund's no. Andre. So Bob Backlund was 73. Andre the Giant. Let's have a look. Andre the Giant made his... Yeah, Andre made his debut in 64. That's early, isn't it? Although, Andre, I know, was wrestling in like a little village in France when he was 18. I watched that HBO documentary. So I'm not sure when he actually made it to the big leagues, but it would have been in the 60s. But yeah, good list, dude. You're right. Killer Kowalski, Mr. Fuji, Chief J Strongbow. Drop kick by Kofi. We've got 5 minutes left. Kofi going against the ropes, over the top, comes crashing down on Randy. Top rope enziguri by Xavier Woods. Went for a DDT, didn't get it. Big back body drop by Xavier. Xavier slapping away at Dash. Chopping away, look at all these chops. Lands on his feet, kick to the midsection. Over. Shatter machine. 1, 2, 3. The revival. Wow, the revival. Just got the victory there on Xavier. Big E managing to get back into the ring to chase him off, but couldn't stop the defeat. Oh, they're getting back in though. Now they're attacking Big E. Look at this. They're unloading on Big E right now. Stomping away. They're holding Big E down, but Kofi's in. Nice work from Kofi. Randy Orton with an RKO. Randy Orton kneeling down. Could you imagine if he got some scissors now? Look at that. He's got his fingers in the hair of Kofi. That'd be really cool if he got some scissors. Started cutting Kofi's hair. Orton going over. You got all 3 members of the New Day down. An RKO to Xavier Woods. Orton is making a statement here. I think the crowd are chanting one more time. Revival are back into the ring. An RKO to Big E. All members of the New Day have been RKO'd. And another one to... That was a vicious one to Kofi, man. That was vicious. Randy Orton has just destroyed the New Day. Absolutely decimated them. Destruction. Oh, we're backstage with Daniel, Bryan, and Rowan. What is this? Roman's here. Nice. They're saying to Roman, apologize. Oh, I'm loving this. Daniel Bryan saying to Roman Reigns, apologize. This is fascinating. Okay. They've been conducting that. Next week, they're going to bring the culprit. Next week, Daniel, Bryan, and Rowan are going to tell us who has been behind the attacks. Look, I'm calling it right now, right? I'm calling it right now. Renee Young. It's Renee Young. There's no two ways about it. It is Renee Young. She is angry that Roman Reigns was the breakout star of the Shield. It should have been Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns held Dean Ambrose back. And Renee Young being forced to see out her contract with WWE while Jon Moxley goes off swanning around the world, going to Japan. He should be in WWE with Renee Young, and it's Roman's fault that he isn't. You know, that hatred has built up. You can hear it in her voice when she does commentary. It's built up inside of Renee Young, and now she's just exploded in an absolute rage. She's driving cars into Roman. She's chucking backstage things into Roman. It's going to be Renee Young. You mark my words. You mark my words. Right, it's the Wheel of Fun. Everybody loves the Wheel of Fun. What was that? Is that the wheel? It's the Wheel of Fun. Ba-dum-bum. Right. Right, my friends. Struth. Let me grab the wheel. Let me grab the Wheel of Fun. Pay it lands on Championship, and then I'm not going to know what to do. If it lands on Championship, I won't know what to do. Please don't be Championship. 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 Giveaway! Yes! Oh, lovely. Lovely stuff. Right, we're going to give away a WWE Kids magazine. I cannot stress this enough. I found this box. Downstairs. There was just a random box, and I was like, "What? I don't even know what's in this. What's in this?" And I was like, "Oh my god, kids magazines!" So there we go. I've got this. You know, you can read such articles as "No Way Jose going to a barber shop." You can read all about Sheamus's first match, which it was against himself. He's been having a lot of internal struggles, and his first match was actually against himself. It's very heartfelt. It's a very difficult read. Not the kind of thing you expect from a Fun Kids magazine. But still, it's in there, and I urge that you check this out. So, we're going to give that away, and we're going to give it away to the 30 person. The 30 person, that's right. Not even the 30th, just the 30 person. The 30 person that gives me the word Renee. Let's name and shame her. Let's name and shame her right now. This woman has gone too far. 30th person that gives me the word Renee. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Let's name and shame this woman. She's gone too far. Who is going to be the 30 person? I think that's Virgil's music. Or the Rockers. The Rockers. Right, let's count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19. Let me double check. Well done to Koo Beanie Gaming. Well done to Koo Beanie Gaming. I'm a big fan of beanies. I don't know what a Koo Beanie is. I'm probably a big fan of it. But well done to Koo Beanie Gaming. You win a WWE Kids Magazine. I gotta be honest, I thought the end of SmackDown was, well, the very end I thought was good. I liked all the RKOs everywhere. I like the fact that we're going to find out who Bryan and Rowan are accusing of attacking Roman. Next week we're going to get who they believe it is. So I like that. I thought the match between New Day, the 6-man tag match, was throwaway. I will settle on a 5 out of 10. I'll settle on a 5 out of 10. I was bobbing around a 4, a 5. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I like the fact that storyline is a real focus. I liked all the RKOs. 5 out of 10. Get your scores in. Get your scores in. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. What do you give it? SmackDown was better than Raw. No. That Sasha moment was huge. What if the attacker is that new 7-footer? I think it's someone that's going to be already on the roster in order for them to be backstage, you know. 4, 5, 7, 5, 10. 5.7, 5.5, 4, 5, 5, 7, 5, 8, 4.5, 5, 5.3, 5, 4, 6.5, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5, 4.5, 8, 4, 6, 6. Look at that. I am the best when it comes to saying numbers out loud very quickly. Well done as well to Wolfpack, who, God, Wolfpack are so hard to beat. They've been champions for like forever. So well done to Wolfpack. Monica King says 4. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I've gone 5, but I could go with 4 as well. 5, 4, 5. Boom. Okay, yeah, I think we've got. I think we've got the idea. The general picture has been painted. Bit of a mixed bag. Some people thinking it was awful. Some people thinking it was passable. No one realistically thinking it was a fantastic show tonight. So sadly, SummerSlam weekend kind of finishes with more of a limp than a sprint. But next week, my friends, next week, King of the Ring. King of the Ring. And we're also hopefully going to find out who attacked Roman. And we could get the Fiend return. So much to look forward to. So I am legitimately excited for next week. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do hit that subscribe and join us for next week. I mean, I do videos every day. But I think the next live... Well, I don't know, actually. The next live stream might be this weekend for UFC. I need to have a look. So I might be back this weekend for UFC. Although I do need to be super careful. And so I might be back for UFC. If not, of course we're back for Raw. And we are getting so close to All Out. It's a couple of weeks away. And also NXT TakeOver or NXT UK TakeOver. That is also just a couple of weeks away. So there is a lot coming up. So make sure that you hit that subscribe. Make sure that you join us. And I really appreciate the fact that you joined us tonight. So have a great week, whatever you are up to. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.